Welcome back. And the Lok Sabha session today has begun. We have the ministers who are taking oath and we have the visuals as well. We'll cut straight across to Lok Sabha. But the opposition is yet to decide as to who is going to be the leader of the opposition to take on the government on several issues. You had the Prime Minister's address just ahead of the first session where he reached out to the opposition parties, appealing to them to engage in a healthy discussion and a debate to uphold the spirit of democracy. But there is a lot of confusion and a lot of uncertainty still within the Congress as to whether Rahul Gandhi will continue in the post of the Congress president, and uncertainty also prevails over just who is going to be elected as the leader of the opposition. So these are the visuals of the ministers now taking oath, and you have the pro tem speaker Virendra Kumar who is overseeing the oath-taking ceremony of the newly elected Lok Sabha members. Kamaljeet Sandhu, my colleague, also joins us now. Kamaljeet, and speaking of the opposition, you know, one thing that that I was thinking about was about the Mahagathbandhan, the unity of the opposition that was on full display during the elections and now in complete disarray. This also speaks volumes of the kind of claims and promises that every opposition was making before the elections had begun.
Well, Mahagathbandhan at this point of time does seem has bitten the dust. So clearly the opposition seems to be in disarray. Will they be able to put their act together? Importantly, a Congress party which has the maximum numbers is the one which is absent without a leader. So Rahul Gandhi has been out of country as being reported. And clearly, who fills in his place? We know the AICC has been working the senior Congress leaders who've been taking decisions for the party. But for how long? And who will be a likely replacement for Rahul Gandhi, as the Congress party refuses to accept any other leader rather than him? And again, the pressure seems to be mounting because, remember, there are plenty of issues. The Congress has not shown any sort of initiative to call a meeting of all parties. That should have happened ideally on a day when the NDA was meeting, but that's not happened. So clearly the opposition seems to be on the back foot. Will TMC or any other party take a charge? Because we've seen most of the fiery rounds coming actually from the TMC. So clearly the Congress, TMC, the other parties will have to come together, have to strategize, and perhaps they do have time in hand because the session actually only begins on the 20th. But before that, it does seem that the BJP, on the other hand, already has a strategy in place.
Yes.
Remember, they have already chalked out details regarding one nation, one election.
And that's important for the nation as well, isn't it, Kamaljeet? I mean, the nation does need a very stable government, a very strong leader, capable of taking those important and decisive, decisions. But what's equally important in the interest of democracy is to have an effective opposition, isn't it?
Well, the opposition will have to put its act together. Right now, at this point of time, where oath ceremony is taking place, remember, at Rajya Sabha seems to be more stable, where there are the old leaders who are already in place. They are the ones who take the party's agenda forward. That's where the strength of the opposition also lies, simply because they have more numbers than the BJP and the NDA. But when it comes to numbers, remember, bills will still pass through Lok Sabha, but they are likely to get stuck in Rajya Sabha if opposition is not taken on ground. And that is why we saw Prime Minister make that reconciliatory note. He was rather humble, talking about the importance of opposition and saying they need to take the country forward.
Absolutely. Just stay on with me. What really does the 17th Lok Sabha look like? Let's just show you how the new Lok Sabha looks like after the decisive victory secured by the BJP. My colleague Pooja Shali takes us through the numbers.
Modi Sarkar 2.0, the important budget session scheduled on June 17th, the first after that re-election and the historic victory. So let's take you through some of the important aspects. Focus will be on the Lok Sabha. We're talking about 542 new members of parliament, and this is the virtual Lok Sabha that has been prepared, 354 for the NDA. A bigger margin than previously, but for the UPA will also be 91, and they will have to depend a lot on other political parties, 97 for some very crucial bills that need to be cleared. And with Lok Sabha, this will remain the number. Very important, some very important bills will have and face those discussions in the lower house of the parliament.
Okay, and this is the visuals that we're seeing right now. Kiran Rijiju also just taking oath, and all of the ministers taking oath one by one as the usual practice, with the first session of Lok Sabha now kicking off. And you have been seeing those two empty chairs, and that is the opposition side. You don't have anyone from the opposition, but now all of the ministers coming in one by one. And this, in fact, was a very bitterly and fiercely fought election on both the sides, with the BJP securing a decisive victory for the ruling alliance. And it's going to be a very, very important time for the NDA government, for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It's a historic moment of sorts, and you have all of the ministers taking oath after the Prime Minister took his right at the beginning. And all of this has been happening in the presence of the pro tem speaker. Kamaljeet Sandhu is also with us, and the pro tem speaker, Virendra Kumar, who was sworn in by President Ramnath Kovind, is presently overseeing this, the traditional practice of oath-taking ceremony of the newly elected Lok Sabha members. This process, in fact, will take place over the next 2 days. Kamaljeet, just how long does it take for all of the Lok Sabha members to take oath? And what happens then on Wednesday? Just take us through the proceedings. And what about the Lok Sabha speaker as well? When is the Lok Sabha speaker officially elected?
That should happen on the third day, which is actually on the 19th. But before that, there are the first 2 days are really dedicated to the oath-taking ceremony. Remember, this is a Herculean task. At least 350 are from the NDA side. So clearly, the days have been divided between that, and obviously they will have to swear in the oath before they actually kickstart the parliament session. So that is currently already on. But very clearly, all eyes are on Rahul Gandhi, the Congress president.
Yes.
He seems to be missing from action. Will he be able to take in the oath for these 2 days? What happens when Prime Minister meets the political party president on the 19th? Will he be there on the 20th when he actually meets a member of parliament? All these are questions. Who will be the leader of opposition? Names like KV Suresh, we're talking about Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. All these names are doing the round. But currently, it's not the senior party leadership who've been considered. Remember, these are relatively mid-experienced leaders. And again, when it comes to party leadership, it will also be a question mark on the opposition. They seem to be decimated at this point of time, but if they need to corner the government, they'll have to put their act together, have a meeting, and perhaps a strategy. The NDA has had its own meeting, but we've not seen the opposition really do so. They do still have 3 days' time. Will they be able to put their act together? That needs to be seen. In Rajya Sabha, however, that's where the opposition has the numbers. That's where there seems to be more semblance that there is more strength in the opposition, and they will be able to corner the government, and even the bills will have to really suffer. So it's obviously important for the part of the government to reach out to the opposition, and that's what the Prime Minister has done on day one when the all-party meeting took place. And even today, he's reiterated the same.
Indeed. Kamaljeet, thank you so much for joining us. But still no announcement yet from the opposition, from the Congress party, on just who would be the party leader and the deputy leader in the lower house. So that confusion still prevails. The uncertainty remains. My colleague Maushmi Singh got a chance to catch up with the BSP MP from Bijnor, Maluk Nagar, and this is what he had to say.
कि पूरा गुजरात बीजेपी का, पूरा राजस्थान बीजेपी का, पूरा हरियाणा बीजेपी का, पूरा दिल्ली बीजेपी का, और यूपी से लगी हुई 4 जो प्रधानमंत्री चरण सिंह जी के बेटे अजीत सिंह जी वहाँ भी साफ करते हुए बीजेपी आगे बढ़ रही थी। पहली सीट है हमारी जहाँ बीजेपी को हमने रोका है कि रुकिए, हम भी हैं, और हम वहाँ से बिजनौर से जीत करके आए हैं। बहुत बढ़िया लग रहा है।
ये बताइए कि एक तरफ जो है बीजेपी का पलड़ा बहुत ज़्यादा भारी है, तो कैसे आप प्रतिनिधित्व करेंगे? और पहला दिन है, क्या नर्वसनेस है, एक्साइटमेंट है?
नहीं, नर्वसनेस तो बिल्कुल नहीं है, और क्योंकि हम भी ऐसे इनकी बीजेपी की आंधी में जीत के आए, तो नर्वसनेस का तो मतलब ही नहीं उठता। हाँ, उत्साहित बहुत ज़रूर हैं, और हम उम्मीद करते हैं कि मोदी जी अच्छा काम करेंगे देश के लिए, और उनकी लोकसभा और हमारी लोकसभा बिल्कुल आइडेंटिकल मिलती जुलती हैं। वो भी गंगा के किनारे हैं, वाराणसी भी, और बिजनौर भी 185 किलोमीटर लंबी और गंगा के किनारे किनारे हैं, और हम उम्मीद